Greetings and salutations. So, FunCom just recently launched their Moons of Madness. Moons of Madness. They just dropped it here, and been looking through. I did a video earlier, and then I watched the trailer. It's produced by FunCom, but not developed by FunCom, and it talks about how it's kind of derived off of the Lovecraft and I don't know if you are aware of this, but Robert E. Howard and Lovecraft were often best friends. I'm sorry, they're best friends, and they would kind of share ideas. You know, they would hang around the proverbial coffee table, or they would. I don't even know if they lived in the same region, but as I read through some of the Robert E. Howard and some of the narratives and some of the other authors as they talked about the Robert E. Howard, which is Conan. For those of you who don't know, the writer who came up with Crawl, and then in his 20s he came up with Crawl, and then later on in life he came up with Conan, which is after the world flood and a significant time later. I think it's like 10,000 years later, and the sinking of Atlantis. Man, I cannot talk. But but so this is. I'm actually once I read this right here, I was actually kind of interested in their adaptation uh, of how they're implementing Lovecraft's work in a video game. So I was kind of fascinated about this. I'm glad to see Funcom coming up with some new content because it's produced by because it's developed by a different company. It actually might have some pretty good gameplay. I enjoy a first-person shooter, so I typically don't do well with story-driven narrative. So I'm kind of curious how you interact with the world. I haven't seen any content about this. I haven't seen any gameplay or any playthrough. So, and I need to put this on a loop so that way I don't see, like, as I watch the video, I don't see anything on here that is it's like world exploration, but I don't see any melee or any of that kind of stuff. Here you have this gal who comes out of looks like she crawled out of some demon somewhere. Um, and this looks like some kind of adaptation of Yogg, some manifestation of Yogg. Yogg has this kind of, in the Lovecraft world, Yogg has this kind of snaky, viney type of appearance. So I actually like to see them outsourcing material that represents, as long as the team isn't developing it themselves and they can focus on Conan, I like to see them outsourced to other studios to flesh out some of the Robert E. Howard and Lovecraft work. I do like that. I like that a lot. But on some aspects, though, I would like them to take that same development and rework some of the current systems in Conan. Do not let Conan die and stop coming out with these garbage ass DLCs that that are subpar, and rework some of the current game systems. Because unfortunately, although this might be an interesting 20 to 60 hours of gameplay, it doesn't have any long sustainability, nor does it have a viable DLC or monetization model, and that's why you typically don't see these games anymore. Like, how are you going to DLC this? It's almost impossible. Like, how are you going to sell packs or weapons? It's like a movie. It's a movie experience ultimately. Um, but yeah, I mean, it goes in here to the, you know, it goes into the, they don't have anything about any early access. They don't talk about anything. I'm pretty sure this is the content of this game is probably pretty minuscule. It's yeah, but I'm curious. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm not going to purchase it. I don't know. I might buy it. I'll watch some reviews on it. Maybe I'll do a review on it myself. But my passion lies with Conan, and the animations though look pretty good. Like this scene right here where they have they have this fog around the lens, kind of shows the harshness or the frigid cold of Mars, and then I just but I don't see you see right here you have the moisture from the suit, and he's outside. I mean, this looks wonderful right here. The effects. I just don't see though. I see some platforming, which I hate, hate. I've been playing some Destiny 2 lately, and the platforming. I enjoy the game a lot, and I enjoy the weeklies and they kind of like have stages. They have your regular missions, they have a increased difficulty, heroic increased difficulty, and then they have your weeklies, and then they have your raids. So they have like four versions of existing content, which I enjoy quite a bit. So as you get better and as you understand game mechanics, they have more challenging versions of those dungeons as you understand them. So they have like the weak sauce mode when you're just going in there. They have the monsters that are more difficult, and it scales, and I really like that. But if this is a platformer, if this is a horror platformer, oh, I don't know. Like that just sounds like a combination of just without a first person shooter. If it's like some kind of mist exploration, I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I would much rather see Funcom outsource the developers to to rework current systems. You know, their argument is we have such a small team. We're that's why we're pathetic. Is we have such a small team that we're that makes us incompetent. You know, and I would just much rather see them, you know, take some of this DLC money and just be like, boom, you have a gifted, talented, you know, contract out some work and be like, hey, I want to rework the torch system. I want to make it viable. I want to make it interactive. I don't know. I'm kind of getting off a rant and segueing from my original kind of showcase, but yeah, thanks for watching. All right.